Welcome you for coming back, meet me here. And I want to dive into the message today. And the message is single and being frustrated. Single and frustrated. And my purpose for doing this is to help, not to hurt. And so I want to reason with you today in terms of that, because it's a lot of people out there single. You got a lot of single men, you got a lot of single women, and it's just not making sense. And as they say, make it make sense. And it's right now, it's not making sense because the relationship market is all discombobulated. And there's a lot of issues going on, but we're going to have to deal with solutions. And to deal with solutions, we have to begin to deal with the why and not just the what. And so as we deal with the what, we just go on and spinning our wheels and going in circles, and we're not getting anywhere. And that's why, despite all the relationship channels out there, all the relationship coaches, all the books, the billions of dollars spent in relationship material, television, online stuff, the relationship market, especially within the Black community, is getting worse and declining by the day. But I want to ask you a question that I want you to give it some more serious thought. The question become, why are you single? And people are single for different reasons, but I want you to ask yourself that question. Why are you single? And most times people begin to point at someone else, or outer portion, and say, well, this is the reason because men won't act right. Men say the women won't act right. No, I want you to look at yourself. Why are you single? Don't use anyone else. Because what all your exes had in common is you. You're the common denominator. So you're going to have to stop scapegoating and looking at someone else and begin to look at yourself and find out, what can I do differently? And keep this in mind. You can't just let 2 or 3 bad apples spoil the whole barrel. And some of you don't have bad relationships and you look at everybody the same way. The relationship market is like a hot sunny day. It's 100 degrees outside, and everything is a little muggy, and there's some irritants there, because with that weather, you're going to get some bees and you're going to get some bugs. And that's just the way the market works with the relationship. And so you can't control the weather, and all you can do is make adjustments. You can't control the relationship market. The market is what it is. And so that's the thing. You can't control the market. You're going to just have to begin to make the adjustments that's needed. And some of you want to control the market, which is where the frustration come in. Frustration comes as a feeling of distress. I'm just reading this, and annoyance, especially because of the inability to change or to achieve something. So because you can't change the market, you become frustrated. These guys are just not right. These women are just not right. Because you can't blame the buyer for not buying. If the buyer is not buying, you got to stop and begin to look and see, how can I accommodate the market so I can get the interaction that I need, or get the relationship that I need. But we got to stop that blaming the buyer. But you're going to have to stop overlooking the part that you're playing in it. Because if it's a continual pattern, that means it's something that you're going to have to begin to do differently. And again, the same way you adjust to the weather, you got to adjust to the market. And that don't mean to not have standards. That's not what I'm talking about. That don't mean to not have expectations. That's not what I'm talking about. And so if you constantly playing in the circus and wondering why you end up with clowns, then you probably need to consider why you keep ending up with clowns, and maybe need to do something different instead of playing in the circus or attending the circus. Because energy draw like energy. And some of you have pride. You're thinking, well, I'm fine. You're not fine. And you say, well, who are you to tell me I'm not fine? Well, this message is about being single and frustrated. So if you're not that, this is not for you, and you want to be in denial, then you can just turn and flick left, or whatever you want to look at it. But the bottom line is, there's a lot of people out there single, and a lot of people out there frustrated because of their status. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's just something to do something about. You hear what I'm saying? So it's time to do something about it. And keep this in mind, when you're frustrated and you can't control something, you have to begin to focus on what you can control. You can't control the market, but what you can control is you. You can't control no one else, but what you can control is you. You can't make anybody else do anything, but what you can do is make you do something. You can do something different. And that's really what it's going to come down to. You doing something different. So control what you can control. Stop doing the same thing, getting the same results, but elevate your thinking and then begin to change your actions. And that's not an easy task. I get it. That's where the praying, that's where the humbling ourselves come into play. That's where the being focused on what you're doing, looking at your patterns and begin to do something different. And I get there's some that's single and you working on yourself. That's not who I'm talking about. That's fine. But if you're single and not working on yourself and you just single and frustrated, then that's not good. You need to get back into the flow. And that means not get back out there unprepared, but that means at least begin to work on yourself. Begin to get yourself situated, because if not, you're dealing with burnout. And when a person is burned out, they're frustrated, they feel empty, you feel mentally beat down, you're tired, you're unmotivated, and you just emotionally done. You don't care anymore. You just done threw your hands up. I'm done. I don't care. I don't care about none of this. I'm done. I'm done with the. No, don't be done. Get started. And what I mean by getting started is begin to work on you. You keep looking at the external instead of the internal. It's not the market that's the problem in terms of why you're single, because there's people in the same market that's not. I want you to look at you. The market is crazy, but it's crazy for everybody. There's things you can do differently. There's things you can do to elevate yourself, because if you just live in burnout, some of you go on weeks and months and years, and you just in that state. You just done allow your life to kind of go by. And some of you found out the market is not working on your behalf. And even though you're a stand-up guy, and even though you're a decent, well-rounded young woman, it's not working. The market is not adjusting to you. You're expecting the market to adjust to you, and it's just not. And so, again, you got to renovate or elevate. But stop looking at the external. Do something about you. Get started today. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till next summer. Don't let another whole summer go by. It's summer. You're single. Get out of the frustration. And you get out of the frustration by taking control of what you can control. And so you can get to that gym. You can start a makeover, change the way you probably present yourself. If you think that's the problem, you can change start working on your attitude. A lot of times it comes down to your attitude, and you need somebody to help you to assess what is going on with you. And that's where coaching may come into play. And coaching, I strongly recommend.